Hello and welcome to Stacey Dee's Kitchen. Today I'm super excited because I'm going to show you how to make lemon and ginger whoopie pies using the marshmallow fluff that we made in our last video. The first thing you need to do is put your 170 grams of softened butter, unsalted butter, into your stand mixer, followed by 150 grams of light brown sugar. You're going to put this on a slow speed just to incorporate it all together. Once it's incorporated, you're going to whack the speed up to high and make sure it gets all light and fluffy before you add anything else. Come and have a look. Okay, so I'm going to take down the butter and the sugar from the sides probably 2 or 3 times during this process of making of incorporating the butter and the sugar. You basically want it to get light and fluffy. That makes all the difference to the whoopie pie. I'm happy with that actually, so let me show you. You can definitely see that it's got lighter. Okay, now it's got much lighter. What we're going to do is we're going to chuck in the egg and put in the molasses. It's very thick and it gives it that lovely, lovely, rich, kind of gingery taste, gingerbready. It's like kind of old school gingerbread taste. Really nice. And now again, beat until it's well incorporated. Don't worry at this stage, you can't beat it too much. Always take your speed up very slowly, otherwise you'll find molasses and egg all over the kitchen. Beautiful. Right, I'm happy with that. Okay, now the next thing you're going to be doing is you're going to be adding all your dry ingredients to this. Now, one of my massive bugbears is sifting flour. I just can't bear it, and icing sugar actually. Now, there are companies that do flour that you don't have to sift. So always try and choose your flour where it says no need to sift. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop in the 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 2 teaspoons of ground ginger, in it goes, 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, so Christmassy, and the zest from half of a lovely juicy lemon. Don't worry too much, if you've got a big lemon or a small lemon, it's really not a problem. And the last thing that we're going to put in is the flour. I'm going to do it at 2 stages. I'm going to put half of the flour in. It's a 240 grams of plain flour. Look into a stand mixer. Very slowly, we're going to start incorporating it in. And now we're going to put the rest in. Lovely. And again, slowly. You want to blend it in just until it's incorporated. Don't overdo it, because if you overdo it, then you're going to have really tough whoopies. No one likes a tough whoopie. Okay, yummy. That is your mixture. Okay. As you can see, there's still some flour on the sides, absolutely fine, but what I'm going to do is just gently by hand incorporate that little bit of flour. A soft dough. We're going to put it into the fridge, and we're just going to put it into the fridge for 2 hours. And you'll see that it's going to get nice and hard, because what will happen is the butter will harden, and so the whole mixture will harden it and make it a lot easier to scoop out later. So as you can see, this has now just come out of the fridge. If you turn it upside down, nothing happens. It stays perfectly in its bowl, which means it's ready to scoop out and put on our trays. I like to use ready-made cut sheets. You don't have to do that. It's absolutely fine. You can make your whoopie pies as big or as small as you want them, but what I really love is using my ice cream scoop. This is a 2-inch, 5-centimetre ice cream scoop. It is brilliant for cupcakes, whoopies, anything where you want to get consistency in your bake. So we're going to scoop out like this, and we're just going to pop it down there. Whoopie pies expand quite substantially, so you must make sure you have more than enough space between your whoopies. We're going to just roll them into a ball. That is why it's important to put them in the fridge, otherwise you'd have no chance rolling them into a ball. Okay, we're going to get a glass and we're just going to push the whoopie down just slightly, dipped into some caster sugar. Okay, this just helps them to flatten out and cook nice and evenly in the oven. Yeah. In the meantime, your oven should be at 180 or 160 degrees fan. We're trying not to worry too much about everything being perfect. We're not throwing anything away if it doesn't come out perfect. We're just going to live with it. So some of these might be slightly uneven, not a problem, it doesn't matter. These whoopies are now going in the oven for around 8 to 10 minutes. Now it's time to take them out of the oven. Oh, they do look nice. Leave them on the trays for about 5 minutes until they are not so hot to touch and actually they get a little bit harder. Now it's time to transfer them onto your cooling rack. From the recipe I've given you today, you should be able to get 9 or 10 whoopie pies. The dough will keep in the fridge for ages, so don't worry about doing it in batches. It's a very forgiving dough. Once they're like this and they've cooled, now it's time to ice them. You can use a buttercream frosting. You could use what we're using, which is marshmallow fluff. Well, the opportunities are endless, really, whatever you like. What you need for my lemon and ginger whoopie pie recipe is 1 quantity of lemon marshmallow fluff, which, if you watched our first video, you already know how to make. And if you haven't, go back and watch it. Okay, so we're going to take 1 whoopie pie, pop it on the plate, and just squeeze a big dollop of marshmallow fluff. Now take another whoopie and try and get a similar size to the one you've already taken and just pop it on top and squeeze it down. And there you have a lovely lemon and ginger whoopie pie with marshmallow fluff. However, it wouldn't be me if I didn't try and do something a little bit more fun on the top, because even though it's lovely to eat like that, it's a bit boring, isn't it? So because it's Christmas, let's get a stencil and let's see if we can make it pretty with, well, you can use any stencil you want, but today it's a star. And I'm going to see if it's possible for me to just put some icing in the middle there to make a star shape. These whoopie pies are just lovely to give as Christmas presents and also for Christmas tea. If you have any lemon fluff left, don't throw it away. Just get a Kilner jar and pop it in there. Put it in the fridge and use it anytime you want. If you like this video, then please click the subscribe button below and then you'll be notified on any other videos that I do.